Howdy, folks. Good evening and welcome to the Chris Salcedo Show here on Newsmax TV. As we come to air tonight, we have a tale to tell. It's a tale of three governors. First, it's Governor COVID Cuomo, the man responsible for the unnecessary deaths of thousands of senior citizens who were forced to share facilities with China virus positive patients. Mr. Cuomo is credibly accused of sexual impropriety by three women and counting. Today, New York's embattled governor claimed he didn't know his actions made anyone uncomfortable. We'll have much more on that later in the show. Next, two governors of two states that are heading in radically different directions. Governor Greg Abbott of the state of Texas and Governor Gavin Newsom of the People's Republic of California. What's really behind China virus policies? That's the examination we provide in tonight's preamble. As we reported last night, the great state of Texas is open 100%. Where this news has been overwhelmingly welcomed by we, the people of Texas, the decision has angered the left. On my radio show today, I asked Texas Governor Greg Abbott to respond to one critic in particular, Governor Gavin Newsom of California. As a quick reminder, remember, it was Newsom who instituted draconian lockdowns in his state. He has restricted religious services. He shut down his beaches and businesses. And according to Worldometers, California leads the nation in China virus deaths. In my opinion, the governor of California is an airheaded boob. That's why he faces recall in California. So when Gavin Newsom, a man who has botched his own China virus response, says that Greg Abbott's decision to open Texas is, quote, absolutely reckless. If I were the governor of Texas, I'd take that as a sign I was doing something right. Here's how Greg Abbott responded.
Well, so he called it reckless, and that's all he said. He didn't complete the sentence. If he completed the sentence, it would have said it is reckless to the California economy because more people will be fleeing California going to Texas now. And so it's reckless for his state because, and this is important, people have seen, whether they're in California or nationally, that the lockdown policies of California have not worked. The lockdown policies in California, actually during that time period, there were increases in the number of people who were contracting and spreading COVID, increases in the number of the deaths.
Yeah, and it wasn't just deaths from the China virus. According to ABC 7 in San Francisco, doctors at John Muir Medical Center in Walnut Creek say they've seen more deaths by suicide during California's lockdown periods, one of them, than deaths from the China virus itself. In their mad lust for power over the people, left-wing officials have instituted a campaign designed to show us who's boss. No greater evidence of this colossal mistake and misuse of power exists than damage being done to an entire generation of America's kids. Just look at the emotion pouring out of one little girl when she learned she may be going back to a Southern California school.
What? Really? I haven't gone to school in such a long time. You're going back to school.
One can only imagine the emotional load that little girl was carrying, courtesy of wrong-headed liberals like Gavin Newsom. That situation may have a happy ending, but many parents out there are not so lucky across these United States. Chris Buckner lost his son, Dylan Buckner, to a suicide in January. The Chicago father sat down with my old pal Lawrence Jones. He observed a truth that many in the greedy teachers' unions and the politicians who cater to those teachers' unions are trying to hide from we Americans.
Back a year ago, when the disease was just getting started and we didn't have a vaccine, we didn't know how it impacted all age groups. We didn't really know how to treat it. I think a short shutdown probably made a lot of sense. But now, after a year, we're losing more kids to mental health crisis, suicides than we are COVID in their age group.
Science doesn't justify the left-wing union's efforts to extort bigger union dues using the China virus as an excuse to hold parents and their kids hostage. The parents don't want it. The teachers don't want it. But the needs and wants of we, the people, are secondary to liberals' political agenda. Texas can attest to that. Just as Texas cases and hospitalizations are plummeting, thanks in part to Operation Warp Speed from President Trump. Team Biden is releasing illegal aliens into Texas without checking them for the China virus. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says That makes no sense.
It's extremely dangerous and it's reckless. The Biden administration talks so much about needing to make sure that we vaccinate people in the country and make sure that we do everything we can to slow the spread. And yet, at that very same time, the Biden administration is bringing people in from other countries and has no clue whether or not they have COVID-19 and is releasing them into the community without any evidence about whether or not they have COVID and without them being vaccinated, whatever the case may be. And so, yes, Chris, it is a serious issue. And know this, and that is, it's not as if they haven't heard about it from me. I've already talked to the Biden administration several times about addressing this issue, and I'm getting nowhere with them.
And sadly, he won't get anywhere with the Biden administration. That's because Democrat socialists don't seek high office to put together good public policy for the benefit of we Americans. We saw evidence of this when Biden recently declared that the days of, quote, America first are over. So why do Democrats seek elected office? Well, it's because that's where the power is. Socialists get up every day trying to figure out how to strip you of your rights and ability to oppose them. It doesn't matter to socialist Democrats how many kids commit suicide. They're going to keep their unscientific lockdowns in place. They don't care if letting in undiagnosed illegal aliens makes getting the China virus under control even harder. In fact, that redounds to their ultimate political advantage, their ultimate political goal. And what is that goal of Joe Biden and his merry band of Marxist-Leninists? I can sum it up in one word: control.
Hi, Emma Reckenberg here. If you like this video, there's a whole lot more to see on Newsmax TV. You can watch for free right here on our YouTube live stream and be the first one here each time our experts break down real news. Just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell icon, and stay with us on America's fastest growing cable news channel, Newsmax TV.